Continue to show you how to read the tag. Sorry, I had to stop because of the time limit on the YouTube because they only allow 15-minute of videos. Otherwise, I have to go edit and do all kinds of things. So last time we just issued the read tag command using the click event here, read tag, and we are going to process the response in this area, process response method or procedure, and we want to check for the null response because you do not want to have your application crash just because there was no response. So if there is response is equal to not equal to null, or if it is a null, it means I mean, let's say message box dot show read tag has no response. Okay, even if the tag is even if you don't find the tag, it will show up as a command specific response, and it will show up as with a message that there is no tag found, but you still want to be cautious about handling the responses. So let's do the same thing we did it with the get firmware version here. Create the variable here, eReader dot read tag response this time. Sorry, I'm lousy today. Read tag response. Okay, response is equal to eReader dot read tag response and eResponse dot command specific response. So now when you type response, you will find it shows up antenna value, all these things, all three, first of three, you do not have to worry about it. And this is where you find your tag data as in a byte array. Let me zoom in here. So you can find your tag data as a byte array, or you can find what was the status of your tag. So what happens sometimes when you try to read the tag, but let's say because of some radio interference, the reader wasn't able to read the tag completely, or it read partially and then tag was lost, or the message was whatever the error is there. So response.decode, let's say if response.decode is equal to, so it can have a collision, it can have a CRC error, it means the tag is corrupted, or there is no tag present on top of your reader, or I should say rather antenna. So if it is a good tag, then only say then you want to display it on the screen. Now we do not have any text box or anything here, so I'm just going to label, I should say, let's put a label up here. I'm just going to say sorry, come on, property, I'm just going to say LBL read tag response. Okay, so we're gonna show our status message up here. So I'm just gonna say LBL read tag response dot text is equal to successful read, or maybe we can show the tag value here. But let's say if we do not find the good tag, then you want to display eReader, sorry, response dot decode dot toString. Okay, and counter, or we can simply say read tag operation error, and then just append this message, just a space here. Okay, I'm not going to do anything here. because I'm just gonna not gonna put the tag up here. I'm just okay, what was the error? Response cannot be declared. Okay, so I'm just gonna say read response here. I'm sorry, read response. I'm just gonna okay, let's see if this one is okay, because it it was the same variable name as what used is here on the first case. So when you try to read it, I did not have any tag, so that's why it gave me no tag value. If I leave some tag here, but this is not going to clear up even though it read the tag. So let's clear up our label here, lbl read tag response, or maybe when you issue the read tag command here, lbl read tag response dot text is equal to just blank space. So when it finds a good tag, how do you use it? So here, read response dot tag data. So it is an array of byte, and so you want to, let's say, dot tag data. So this is your array, so I'm gonna declare okay, byte tag data is equal to this one, but this is an array of bytes, so you want to convert it to string. And how do you do that? I'm going to say string s tag data, and this is where the utility library comes in handy again. And remember, we used in the first tutorial to find the connected readers, so it also can be used to convert the bytes tag value into string, or convert string to byte array, or vice versa, something like that, to hex. So it's going to convert byte tag data. So you can pass 1 byte or array of byte, and it also has a third parameter, and I'll show you what does it mean. So I'm just gonna say yes, and now we have our string a string as with a tag value in it. So I'm just gonna say lbl read tag response dot text is equal to s tag data. Okay, this is not interesting. I'm just gonna okay, now let's run the application again. Okay, now there is no tag. Now I'm gonna put the tag here. So now you see the value. Now this value, it's fine, but it's little hard to read. So what can we do? We can add space after character sets, and that's what the third parameter is good for. So here, just gonna leave it as tag data is equal to utility dot to hex, and then you can see this option here, boolean space. You want to add boolean, space. You said yes, true, and now we're gonna run the application again. Now when you read the tag, it's nice and clear, easy to read. So sometimes, or in many scenarios, you have a tag values that are human readable, because all this byte does not translate to printable ASCII values. So if you want to do a printable value, then you have to convert it again. And how do you do that? You can say bytes to string, and this is where you can convert your byte array to a string value. So I'm going to say b tag data, and again as tag data here. But before we do that, let me show you the tag with a good byte value, or good string value. So this is our tag. So this is the tag value, it means NSYNC RFID tag, and we can print both if we want to. So let me convert it again and let's print it again and see. So it means NSYNC RFID tag. So let's if you want to print both, let me do this again here, and we're gonna do the same thing, but this time we're just gonna append it with just a plain old new line. Okay, so this is the tag value in the hex value with the space, and this is the actual if you convert it to character, this is what it turns out to be. Let me just make it a little bigger so you can read it. Okay, so the 45, that's hexadecimal value. I have discussed this in another video. You can look up the video and what does this value means. So this is the ASCII code for E, this is the ASCII code for N, this is the ASCII code for S, and 67 is ASCII code for G. And if you have ASCII value less than 20, it does not translate into any printable characters. So let me show you the ASCII table. Okay, ASCII.cl. So if you're not clear, you can still look up here in this video. So if you have a 645, that's a hexadecimal value here, and this is what we have here, 45E. But let's say if we have ASCII value, let me put another tag here. Okay, let's see what we have here. Now you see the 03 and all the other values we have here, it means nothing as a printable text value, but it still has the actual byte value, or if we convert it to the hex value. So 0 means null in the ASCII table, but it cannot be printed on the screen, but the tag still has the value. So if you are using the tag, make sure you use the proper value type or conversion in your application, and how you process it or how you handle it. So this is very important just to keep in mind. And thank you for watching, and I'm going to continue this video or this tutorial, and in the next video we will write some tag values and read them back. And so I'm going to stop it now and continue on the next one.